Welcome to the massive feature overview for the Zetas. This is mainly dedicated to those who are new to the Zetas and have no idea what to do and don't know what some features do, where are some, or how to do them. So I'm here to answer those questions, and this will take a while because there is lots of features. So let's get started. So we'll just start off with, what are the Zetas really? Well, the Zetas are next bots, which means they are not real players, nor are they classified as players, so they won't do things as real players can do, such as using add-on weapons and triggering things that only players can trigger. They're designed to mimic people on sandbox servers, hence the name the Sandbox Next Bots, which obviously means the Zetas will not support other game modes. I had to say that a lot of times with people asking to make support for other game modes. But let's start with the first thing, which would probably be the debug tools. You shouldn't have to worry about this. This is just some debug stuff, like the debug text. You can see at the bottom left in the chat, decision, build, sources, developer mode, state change warnings, all this stuff. You shouldn't have to worry about. Another small thing would be the other category, where it contains the preset system right here. You can see preset. I'm using the default right now because, well, I need to demonstrate some things. So I need to have the settings be default, although it doesn't work perfectly. So I'll have to fix that. But you can save presets by pressing this and adding a name and stuff. I'll have to fix it sometime. You can change the spawn sounds when they're spawned by respawning. What are respawning? They're these guys. They respawn. This is the friend system. We'll get to that later. If I kill him, he respawns. Which is cool. If you have my MW2 scoreboard, you can see their deaths as well and kills. That's an example of the building system. We'll talk more about that later. But you notice when we kill them, there's a spawn sound. How to change that? Well, you can change it if you have the extended spawn menu add-on. You can go down here, browse sounds. Let's go to games. You go to Half-Life 2. We will go to button. We'll use this. And all you have to do is just right click, copy the clipboard, that's it. You just need to go here. This and Control V. And bam. That's how you paste it. Or you can just right click and press paste. That. Since we did that, respawn a respawning and kill them. You can see you play the sound. Any text entry like this that has sound on it, you know, you can do the same for all of them. So there's a tip for that. You can have them show a connect message, which you can see. Connect message, the bottom left. You can prevent eye-tappers view tilting and stuff. Eye-tapper following Zeta's cohorts. What is the eye-tapper? Go to tools, scroll down till you see Zeta players, and there's the eye-tapper tool. It allows you to see what a Zeta sees, like this. Film. Right, they don't have those things. Oh, he died.
Undertale prediction.
Well, he's gone. Now, if you want this to work, follow the Zeta's corpse, just like your camera following your corpse. You need to have keep corpses on, or else it will not work at all. So make sure you have that on. Panic animation is used when they panic. And they can panic if they're low on health or if they're flashbang.
The bitch is chasing me!
See, that's the panic animation right there. Him cowering like that. And find poker table on spawn basically makes them find a poker table. So if you have the G poker add-on, spawn a poker table, enable this, spawn a couple Zetas, and bam, they will start playing poker.
What's happening your side? Anything?
It's your turn, Gordon.
It's your turn, Gordon. That's it for others. We'll now get to the general Zeta setting. Now we talk about the general Zeta settings. At the start, we get the spawner settings, spawner save identity. Remember that respawning Zeta is like respawn and keep their name and stuff? Well, this completely changes that and makes them spawn as a different person. Like that. See, new ones keep spawning.
What the fuck? Since when?
You can see that, well, they're the same. You can change the time it takes for them to respawn.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
We'll keep it at 1 second. Alright, next is the spawning health. It just changes their health that they should spawn with. See? Spawning armor, which is self-explanatory. You've already seen what spawning health does. Armor will do the same. You can change if they can draw their flashlight or not. You can see that he's using his flashlight here. Turn that off.
And they also forgot that we had a sign that says you can't pull out guns in front of our advice show.
Use custom profile pictures, which we'll talk about right after this on how to add them. When you add custom profile pictures, you have to have this option enabled. No repeating. If profile pictures show up in the tab menu, which usually they would show up at the top left, but my scoreboard prevents that. Show profile pictures display or info, which you can see right here at the right of his name. See a little glaze. Turn it off, it's gone. Call NPC killed hook on death. This is mainly for cheap support with other add-ons that need that hook. So if we kill him, you can see it printed white. We're gonna keep that off. Drop weapon makes them just drop their weapon when they die. Like that. You can't pick them up because they're not real weapons. They're only props. Don't ask for pick-upable weapons because that ain't gonna happen because their weapons aren't actually real. You can enable through if they can drown or not, how much time they can be in the water before drowning, if they should take fall damage, realistic fall damage. Normal, without realistic fall damage, you just take.
Okay, we're going to.
You take 10 points of damage. Realistic fall damage is realistic fall damage. You just die like that. I love the new physics engine. Anyways, you can make them so they can trigger combine lines, which is on by. At least I think it does. Huh. Oh, okay, never mind. This ain't a issue. This does work. It's just I'm using a different physics engine than normal. So all the physics is different. And so Combine Minds fall under that category, which is why they didn't work there. You can adjust the time it'll take before the mine jumps up. Profile system, which allows you to create specific profiles for specific names. We'll talk more about that once we get to the register panels. But you can make it if profiles should only spawn if possible. But that's pretty much it for that. You can allow them to request videos on media players, which I will demonstrate now.
Oh, yeah!
Ignore that, but as you can see, added by Elite Combine Soldier, this guy requested a video. And there are many preset videos which you can add. We'll talk more about that once we get to the register panels. So, back to this. You saw this guy just died. He used a kill bind, which is this. You know what kill binds are. They're binds that kill yourself. Like this. See? I'm dead. That's basically it. Casual looking makes them like look around more often.
What are you doing? We don't know what that
Like that.
the door's
You
open.
see
Well
he's
done.
looking
Let's see
behind
what's inside.
himself while he's moving, looking at someone. This
What
guy's
the
looking
hell
at that
is
guy
this?
dance.
Sure.
Locked door. We're playing this game.
That's what casual looking does. If the Zetas should panic when they're on fire, you've seen the panicking already. Zetas are allowed to disconnect, which is the max amount of time it can take, but it's completely random. This is just the maximum time it will take for them to disconnect. Name display, which is their display right here. You can completely disable that.
What do you want,
Display
Nick?
armor or not, which really does look different. You can have their colors be based on their player model color. See, they got fancy colors. Or we can just have them all have the same color, like this, their displays and stuff. Or we can have it to be rainbow. Look at that. Look that fun. We'll keep it player-based colors.
Who broke the bread?
That's it for this, so we'll get to talk on adding custom profile pictures. To add custom profile pictures, it's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is go to Gary's Mod here, click this, manage, browse local files, and go to Gary's Mod, data, scroll down until you find Zeta player data, right here, and custom underscore avatars. And all you have to do is put PNGs or JPGs on G's, or JPEGs as they're also called. Now it has to be JPGs. It can't be like the JPEGs, the actual ones, or else it won't work. It only accepts PNGs and JPGs. And that's pretty much it. As long as you have used custom profile pictures on, those will be the profile pictures they use. Just be sure to add tons of them. Like this has 798 files, so there won't be much repeating profile pictures at all. Here we move on to movement options. You can change their movement and stuff. Here you see their wander distance. We can make it so they can wander far or short distance, really. People have reported some crashing with this when they set it too high, so make sure you keep it low, like near the default or under, if you don't have a powerful PC. Allow no clip allows them to no clip, like what we can do. I don't really need to show you that. You can change their walk speed and run speed, which doesn't apply instantly while they're moving. It will only apply once they stop and start moving again.
I am not a fool.
We can make them ignore small nav areas, which makes them not go to... Well, let me show you. These little things, little boxes, those are nav areas. And there are certain places where there are tons of tiny nav areas, like these hills have tons of them, like right here. These are really tiny. So what this does is just makes it so they don't like directly pick these and go to these. It basically makes them spread out more and stuff. So it helps with that. Dynamic pathfinding makes them, well, dynamically pathfind. I'll show an example here. We'll go to debug tools and show pathfind paths. Come on. You see, he can get through this pretty easily, no trouble. But if we block the path like this, spawn him again. Come on. You can see he's going around it now, or at least he's trying.
Oi, the smell!
See, it's pretty cool. It's pretty limited though, so don't expect it to always work, and it will lag your game if there's a lot of Zetas too. So be careful with that. Clear path makes them so they just shoot a prop or remove the tool gun if it's in their way. I'll demonstrate real quick. You can see he's shooting the box.
Okay, I think we're done here. Come on, Connor, let's go.
Although he didn't get to break it though, because you know, it's a pretty tough box. You can disable their unstuck behavior, which their unstuck behavior will teleport them to a open spot in case they're ever stuck in something. You can disable their jumping over objects. Like for example, I'll use myself. They would try to jump over that. And you can allow 3 steps if you have that add-on. So let's move on to personality options. This is where you can pretty much change the Zetas, how they behave and stuff. There's building type. They're more focused on building and fighting and stuff. Aggressors more focused on attacking people. Custom enables these sliders here, so you can customize them customly. That's not a word, but it is now. Random is a limited random generated personality, which means the values are clamped at a certain maximum value. Think of it as a more balanced personality. Random plus is purely random generated, which means there's no clamping and it's completely random. It can be from 0 to 100 like this. And the new chance system. Let's talk about the order here. This is a general good idea of how the order of the chances are tested. Like build chance is always tested first. Combat chance, if I remember, is tested next after building. And all that stuff. It doesn't even matter if this is 100. This will still be tested. This new chance system completely changes that. So the highest chances will be tested first, and any low ones are going to be below those as well. So that's what the new chance system does. And that's it for personalities. So this is Random Plus. Random Plus works great with the new chance system, by the way. Great combo. You get the best experience out of that. I recommend you try it out. That's cool though.
Hey.
our Zetas, they just look like Finders. You know,
My buddy Key tried camping out on top of.
except that guy. Except that guy. It ain't Gmod without cursed player models, which is why that existed. Now, you go to player model options here, and you just turn this on. That's all you have to do. You can see we're seeing some unique models
What did
now,
I say?
which is cool. You can make them only use default player models, which default player models are cache, which means they won't lag on spawn, but other player models may lag a little because they're uncached and they need to be cached, but that's fine because there's a button down here that caches all the player models, which will in return make your game spike for a few seconds or more, depending on which player model you have, in return to no cache lag when new model spawns. Oof, that's a lot to say. You can override their player models. How you do that? Well, if you go here, you can go to Games, Garry's Mod. If we find Player, you can find all the default player models right here. You can right-click one, copy to clipboard, and paste it. Now they will always spawn with that model. If you wish to find add-on models, you go to here and look for an add-on name that has a model. I'm pretty sure you need extended spawn menu for that though. Anyways, we can actually make them spawn with multiple. So if we just do this, we can spawn as a Combine Soldier or just a other. That's what happens when you add a comma and add another model path after that. We can have random player model colors, as you saw. These got a little pink color. Those models don't have colors. You get the idea. You can have random body groups, skins. You can turn on the manufacturer. If you've ever seen,
are you guys going trick-or-treating?
You'll know that these are bags from that little Garry's Mod. Enable block models, which essentially turns on the system that will block player models. That makes basically blacklists player models. We'll talk more about that once we get to the register panels. Next, let's move on to tool gun options. We got allow tool gun on world ends, which is stuff spawned by the map. These are spawned by the map, so they will, if we have it off, they can't tool gun these. Allow tool gun on non-world ends, which means stuff that are not spawned by the map, which would be like life drop. Allow color tool. You can allow all sorts of tools and change their limits and stuff. Self-explanatory. Speaking of tools, we'll go back to the tools over here. We got quite a few. We'll talk about debug tool, which is a debug tool. You shouldn't have to really worry about this unless you want to see some sort of data about. Most of these we'll come back to once we talk about them and stuff. But let's move on. We'll move on to the building and spawning system stuff. You can allow them to spawn props, use medkits, spawn armor batteries too, entities, NPCs. You can allow them to drive vehicles or sit in them. You can change their prop limit, their entity limit, and their NPC limit. And here's the duplication system. Now what this basically allows you to build dupes. to allow them to spawn something, you need to go to Tools and use Dupe Creator. You can see that this tool has a few options in here. We'll talk about those in a second. So if we find a dupe, let's look around. You will find something interesting. Okay, maybe not. We'll just go to the top rated. I need to find a dupe now that I do not already have. We'll use this. So back to the tool. If we just fire our tool on this, you can see it's created a duplication file. This means we have successfully created a file, and the Zetas will now be able to spawn this as a dupe. If we open the tool, we can see the icon, and there's a file name. We can delete it if we want, if it was a mistake, but we can change the name right here. So let's name it, let's see, briefcase dog. If we press enter, file name is now briefcase dog. It's pretty simple. And show example file. We can just do this. Oh, I didn't really do that. Delete file. This is normal, so don't worry about that. Area copy. Now this is mainly used for stuff like Advanced Dupe 2, where you didn't weld stuff together and just use the area copy feature. Or you can just area copy a bunch of stuff as well. So let me see if I can find a something in here. Is this little thing. If we press R, we toggle the area copy mode. There's an option here that allows you to render through the world or not. I have it on because it's actually easier to see where the lines are. We can change the size, and all the props that are green means those will be duplicated. So we'll just change the size so it fits the entire thing, and we can click. And bam, we have it. I'm gonna delete it because I don't need it. So that's how you make dupes for them. But you can also make them use all your dupes. So if we enable this, they can use all my dupes in here. All of these. They can use those. If they should only place dupes in open areas like this, these are really big areas. Pretty large and stuff. What was that? No collide entities, which if a Zeta's manually building a dupe, which they can, they will no collide their entities before placing them into place, and they will recollide them once they're in place. You can allow them to add props onto the props, which is basically them like props on other props. That's a basic example. You can change the dupe mode, which is how they should build dupes. 0 is random between manual building and tool gun spawn, which is basically using your duplicator tool and just spawning the dupe down. You can make it so it's only manual building 2, or tool guns only. Manual building is for Zetas can manually build dupes, like each individual part, one by one, and use their tool gun on those parts after all of them have been placed. So yeah, that's dupes. You can change the cooldown of dupes as well after Zeta has placed it. This is per Zeta. This does not affect all the Zetas. Each Zeta has their own cooldown. And there's more sounds here if you wish to customize those. You can allow them to pick up props using their use key, or simulated use key. See, I can press that, or pick this up with my use key. We can allow sprays, which we'll talk more about these later, but you can see it'll allow sprays. This will use sprays from the Zeta player custom_sprays folder, which I'll show you where that is. If the sprays should be sized like real players. Server junk, which is basically props spawned when the map loads. You can freeze the junk. We'll show an example by creating them with this button. You can see there's some props spread around the map now. Pretty cool. Physgun on non-world and Physgun on on-world, you already know what that means. You can allow them to Physgun players, which is you. They're allowed to Physgun each other. If their props spawn unfrozen. If large props are allowed. If a large prop is spawned and this is off, that prop will be deleted. If it's too large. If a prop is too large, there's the option for it to be frozen on spawn always. And you can have them remove their props and entities when they die or disconnect. And you can clean up their props and entities and stuff that is spawned by them. Which these are classified as well, so those are gone. You can also clean up the Zetas themselves. Let's get into adding those custom sprays now. To add custom sprays, the process is the same as adding custom profile pictures. Manage, browse local files, Gary's mod, data, Zeta player data, and custom_sprays. All you do is put PNGs and .jpgs in there. And bam, that's all you have to do. Now, there is an exception to this though. This isn't that easy because you need to do something else. Normally, sprays will also become missing textures when they're put down. I can't fix this. This is a source problem or a Gmod problem. And seeing that there's no the Gmod devs are pretty much non-existent, this will never be a fixed thing. So what you need to do is go to config here and open the autoexec file. I'll just call it the autoex. You can see there's this stuff here. In the description, I'll leave these settings where you can copy and paste them in here. And what this does, it will pretty much fix the spray issues while also improving your FPS. You'll have to restart your game if you did this while in the game. So that's one thing to note of and do. We move on to equipment options here. You can see you can change their weapons to spawn with, what weapons they can use, the settings about some weapons, all that good stuff. That's pretty much it for this. Not much explanation needs to be done for this. Speaking of weapons, let's go to combat options. You can allow them to randomly attack people, allow them to defend themselves, allow them to defend other people. Their panic, if their health is below a percentage, like we said 0.5, this would be the same as 50% of their health. We'll set it to 20% of their health. If they should B-hop when they panic too, which is just doing this. If any of you are like hardcore Half-Life 2 fans, so you know that B-hopping in the older engine of Half-Life 2 was a thing. You could go to insane speeds like this. If the Zeta should flee from Sanic type neck spots, which is those PNG neck spots, which in my opinion, are just very low effort and just require, well, no effort at all to make. They're garbage, in my opinion. But there's that option for they can run away from those guys, like those Bunga, X-Bots, all that stuff. If the Zetas run away from DRG next spots, which I can demonstrate, because I have.
I suppose.
Stanley, I need some serious help here.
Shall we begin?
You see, he just died at the sight of Virgil. You can have them ignore each other if they should ignore friendly fire by other Zetas, which is basically accidental shots on them. They can strafe when they try to attack something. We show this. You can see he's like doing some little shaky movement right there. That's his strafing. Let's see. We can have their damage scale like real players. Their accuracy level, which is how accurate they are. 1 is the least accurate and 4 is the most accurate. We're going to divide their damage. And I've noticed some people have their Zetas instant kill people, and all they have to do is just go into combat options here and turn this to 1. Because there was a mistake where it was being divided by 0. And divided by 0, well, everyone knows what happens when you divide by 0. It just completely freaks out in computers. How much damage armor should absorb? The damage force added, which is basically, can't really see it. This only applies to Zetas deal damage to others Zetas. It basically makes it so the ragdolls can fly farther and stuff. If they should always hunt, which means instead of just standing still and just checking for enemies or someone to attack, they'll actually actively walk around until they find someone. If they should always target NPC, you can see target that guy. Their chance to throw a grenade while in combat or panicking. If they should switch to the actual grenade weapons instead of just using a quick nade method. And that's pretty much it. So now we'll go to utilities, which is utilities. You can disable them from thinking, which stops them from moving and stuff. You can enable console logging, which... Oh my gosh! Holy crap! Wow! That was crazy. Okay. Anyways, you can see in console here, we were killed by a punch-activated grenade, aka up high. You can show the login on screen, which will be at your top left. Someone spawned a chair. If corpse cleanup should be enabled, which cleans up their corpses after they die. After 3 seconds, he should be cleaned up. That's the corpse cleanup effect too. So it's actually interesting. It's not just a disappearing ragdoll. You can have corpse cleanup actually be explosive. Makes them blow up. This can make some real interesting collateral damage, or a domino effect, essentially. if the Zeta should die when they touch a no-jaw surface. Right here, we're in a no-jaw area, as you can tell. We can see the skybox and stuff. If we spawn them down there, well, they die. Some maps have invincible surfaces on stairs and stuff, and the Zetas will die by that. And if that happens, you just turn this off. We'll talk more about this text chat stuff in a little bit as well, like adding images here. Anyways, you can disable collisions with the Zetas and yourselves. I can right through that guy. And here's server cache, which server cache is a cache of data the Zetas use, like their props, materials, text lines, and other stuff. This makes it so that they don't constantly recreate that data and filling up your memory, and overall just increasing performance. With the only downside of you have to update the cache anytime you add something new from the listed stuff here. Let's see. You can auto-tweak the nav mesh, which basically removes useless nav mesh connections. I'll show an example here. You see, this is really high, and no one would really jump from this high down here when realistic fall damage is on. See, I took a lot of damage there. Auto tweak basically makes sure that there's no useless two ways. Like this right here would be considered, you can get up there from here, which no you can't. And same for here. If we just do this, bam, it's gone. You should always use auto tweak on new maps or some maps for the best experience. Make sure you save the navigation mesh after you do that. Now we'll get to voice options and adding some other new stuff. We now move on to voice options, which we can allow some fun stuff. So, starting off with use alternate death sounds, which is their random little death sounds. For each disable that, they sound like Pathfinder. Unless they have a voice pack, which that's what that is. We'll talk about that in a bit. You can also make them just not use the alternate idle sounds unless they have a voice pack. He has a voice pack. This makes them just use Half-Life 2 sound. If they should have a voice icon over their head,
thanks.
You can see that guy had a voice icon. And if we turn this on, allow voice chat pop up, you can see that they pop up at the bottom right, and I also pop up at the bottom right when I try to use voice chat. Which you can communicate with them with voice chat. And just a disclaimer, it does not record your mic at all. See, if I talk near him, hey, what's up?
Pay attention.
I am paying attention.
Show me your motivation.
Got it.
Is that your best?
Yeah. There was a basic example of that. You can have them have a random voice pitch, which is a random pitch in their voice. You can see that was a quite high-pitched voice of Engineer's voice for Team Fortress 2. You can allow them to have conversations with other Zetas or with you. I'll show you what that looks like now. Here, if I spawn him now with that option enabled, you can see he'll go to me like this.
Thanks.
And what this basically means, they want to have a conversation with you and stuff. So you can use voice chat or text chat to talk to them. Yo, what's up?
Guys! Hey, fellas, listen! It's just bread that gets tumors! Not even tumors?
Well, that's good news.
So that's what, 3 for 3? Man, we picked the wrong contractor to build these catwalks. El Sleezo's Discount Construction, bribing building inspectors for over 40 years.
Dang, sad story. Oh gosh, dang it. Have fun in Minecraft. And of course, if we do this,
I've received an urgent message that the material sent
so we're
here
gonna
by
have a
you might
conversation
be
with each other.
kick-worthy. We'll take a closer look and see if it's worth my time. So far, so good.
While they're talking, just go here. This is a
Very
chance
good, very good.
they'll enter a
And
conversation.
that one I
with
have
someone.
actually seen before.
If you want it to always happen when they try to, set to 100.
Whoppa!
It's good to keep it
Nice
50
job.
though.
I have seen some
For
clean
this
shit in my time,
demonstration,
but that was not
I've made
it.
it
Good job.
in
Kick
code that
confirmed.
they always,
See?
They
I
always
told
enter a
him he got
conversation.
tackled by a squirrel. That's his clue.
Voice pack chance, which is a chance a Zeta will spawn with a voice pack. You need this to be above 0 if you want to use voice packs. We'll talk more about those in a second. Use voice chat V2, which is... Voice chat V2, which is basically a different system of audio. How did... Oh, he escaped. And a different voice pop-up. So if we turn this off, you can see the voice pop-up just pops in and out of existence. And it'll sound different. I don't want people using that shit. Oh my gosh. That's it.
Maybe. Just maybe. How was your day?
It sounds different. And if we enable this, you can see the voice pop-ups now can also smoothly fade out.
So son, how have you been keeping up with your studies during these times?
And their voice pop-ups also shine green when they speak.
How was your day?
It's good. How about you?
Defend the Holy Land! You paid for this!
Oh, dang, he got me. You can change the distance. A voice pop-up can show up. Which basically means if a Zeta is too far away from you, or if the Zeta is farther than this distance, their voice pop-up won't show up. You can have it so their voice pop-ups use their team colors, which is used in the team system. You can change the position of it, like you can see here. Change it to be up here or not. Keep it where it's normally is, like right there. If their voices should be heard globally instead of just, you know, locally, 3D and stuff. You can see it.
Takes me out of the picture.
Okay. You can limit of how many Zetas can speak at once.
As you're around, it's just going to complicate matters.
Okay, cool. You can allow them to laugh and all this stuff. We'll talk about custom voice lines and voice packs. Now.
It's talk too much. Shit.
Back here. We take a moment. We take a little break to kill this guy. Here we go. Now we move on. Now to add custom voice lines is pretty simple but can be time consuming. So let's go to Gary's mods folder. we now go to source engine right here, sound, and if you don't have this, if you don't have sound, create it as a folder, and create a folder named Zeta player. Then create a folder named custom_vo, and here you have a list of voice types. Ignore the file's name vp_, just look at these. These are all the voice types you can have for the Zetas, and I'll explain what each one is for. Admin scold is used for when admins are trying to talk to a person they're in a sit with, or they're punishing. Which I'll give you some audio examples.
You're a fucking idiot.
You fat fucking
What the hell are you doing?
Assist is used when someone helps them kill their target, or they get healed by medkits and stuff.
Yeah, seems like I fucking do have a cough, innit?
Ah, thank you very much. Damn it, Brian!
You see it's mixed right there, but it's generally things. Con question and con respond, these two are used in conversations. So, yeah.
I don't understand. I have contamination and mutants in my brain. Forgive my interruption. I just wanted to say that my vision is augmented. I don't understand.
Those voice lines give you a good idea. Death is used when they die, self-explanatory. Fall is used when they're falling from a height. Idle is used when they're, you know, idling, it's normal. Kill is used when they kill someone.
Ha! Die. Fall, scum!
This is how I work!
Laugh is used when they laugh at someone when they die. Media watch is used while they're watching a media player.
Okay, new theory. Maybe we should play so quietly.
No.
These are, of course, again, used while they're watching a media player. Panic is used when they start the panic.
It is a PG! Ah!
That, panic sounds. Sit respond is used for a Zeta that's talking back to an admin. Which is like the opposite of admin scold. They're responding to the admin, scolding them.
Yeah, I apologize. Did you actually get trained, or did you... Shut up!
It's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk.
Taunt is used when they're about to kill someone. Which means when... Yeah.
This shall be your grave. I shall surpass Sparta.
Go back.
Oh, here we go. Suck on this, you jumping boogers!
Witness is used when they witness someone die.
Oh! What the heck? What the f, man?
What?
What the fuck?
And those are all the voice types. Now you can see they're all named the same as their folder. Like con question, admin scold, and they're all named sequentially. They have to be like this. They need to be named sequentially, like this, after their folder. They have to have the wave format, and they have to have their sample rate to be 44100. And they need to be a mono channel, which I'll show here. We use Audacity, and you should probably use it too. Here, if I put a random voice line in there, you can see right here is where it's important. Mono and 44100 HZ, which is hertz. This is good. This file is good.
And you! Hold still!
If this is not a mono track, all you have to do is select it, go to tracks, mix, and mix stereo down to mono. And you're done. If this is not 44100, you select it, go to resample, and resample it to 44100. And make sure you set the project rate to 44100, or else Audacity will make it a different sample rate for some reason. And that's all you have to do here. Now, voice packs are a bit different. As you can see, I have a few voice packs in here. We'll take a look at this one. You see, it's the same. It has the same voice types as in here, which that's what it is. It's a voice pack of the same thing, except a Zeta will only use these lines if they use this voice pack. And you see, this is voice pack entirely on the character Clone Cop from Entropy 02. Give it a moment.
This is going to be harder than I thought. I've been waiting for you to show up. We're done here.
This takes a lot longer than just to get these.
God damn it! Just stay out of my way. Shit. I'll have to kill you.
The process of making voice packs and adding voice lines to voice packs are the same. You're just adding them in a folder named VP underscore with a custom name. Voice packs have to have VP underscore at the start, or else the add-on won't recognize they are a voice pack. Which is why these 5 are named VP underscore and their name. But yeah, the process is the same. There's nothing different about this. And I'll go in game.
Seems to be some guy on the radio directing people.
I'll show you where the voice packs are located and stuff in game. So once again, back to the voice options. Voice pack chance, you need to have this up, or else they will not randomly use voice packs. And we can test this out if we use the Zeta Creator tool. So let's go to here, voice pack. You can see Clone Cop's in there. So we'll select it, and this guy will sound like Clone Cop.
After they see what I've been doing. No. Killing people made me feel like I was putting things right.
He sounds like Clone Cop, of course. Voice packs can be used in profiles too, which we'll talk about in the profile panel once we get to that. Oh yeah, this tool. This is just for making Zetas. This should be mainly used for testing stuff, like voice packs and stuff, but you can create custom Zetas for this. Cool and stuff. That's pretty much it for voice packs. They're pretty simple to make. You can upload them to the workshop as well. Just be sure to watch my video on how to do the file structure for that. Now we move on to text chat. You already saw that they use text chat up here. We can allow them to use the Moonbase Alpha TTS support, which is a add-on you need to have if you want this to work. Made by a little friend.
Did you see my new emote?
I need to disable something, hang on. Alright, I forgot to reset something. Huh. I do not have the Moonbase Alpha TTS. Alright. It's pretty self-explanatory. If a message is sent by the Zeta should trigger TTS sounds, that's what that would do. I don't have the add-on though. We can override their text chants. We can have a chat cooldown before another person can send a chat message. Think of it as Discord slow mode. You can set the distance if a Zeta is within this distance, you'll be able to see the message they send out. You can allow them to say a line when they spawn. Where did my client info get sent to? You can allow them to say something before they leave the game. And if you allow interrupting, which if you interrupt this guy, you see he didn't finish his message, so it's just, hey, we do it again, maybe. Didn't work. We interrupted them again.
I love you.
And you can see we interrupted this person, and they just threw out some random words and stuff. That I didn't mean to press that. I've noticed quite a few people thought that was a bug and an issue, that their text messages were corrupted. No, it's not an issue, it's this. If you don't want that to happen, then just turn it off. You can allow them to create votes, which a vote is a check command, comma, start vote, like this, start vote, quotation marks, and in the middle of those quotation marks, the name of the vote. So like, we'll do test, and after that will be the options, like yes, space, no, space, maybe. You can see. And we can vote for them, like, comma, vote. We'll vote for the third option, so we can do it quickly by comma, vote 3, which is option 3. Or we can type out the option name itself, but that's a quick shortcut. And there's a sound thing too as well, you already know how to do that. Let's move on to view shots, which are screenshots of what a Zeta sees. When you enable this, Zetas can take screenshots of what they're seeing and make them into a file. Now note, they have to use your view, which means your view will be brought to what that Zeta sees until they can create a screenshot. Now normally this process is very quick, and it's generally not noticeable, so it's nothing to worry about really. And I'll show you where you can find your view shots. If you go back to your Zeta player data folder, you already know how to get there, I don't need to show you again. You can see Zeta underscore view shots. Go in here and you can see there are view shots. I have some. These screenshots taken by the Zetas. This guy is shooting a Combine soldier. These guys, I don't know what they're doing. But we can clean it. That's pretty much it on view shots. So let's go back to let's go to force options. You can force Zetas to do stuff like make them attack you and stuff. These are self-explanatory, I don't need to show you them. But we'll go to friend system now. Friend system is a system that allows Zetas to be friends with other Zetas or with you. So we can change the friend count too of how many friends a Zeta or you can have. So right now we have like 3 friends. We're gonna allow them to be friends with each other, or if we can allow them to be friends with us. You can disallow some of them. You can make it so you don't hurt your friends. If permanent friends are always in game, we'll talk about that once we get to the profile panel. If a list of what's the word? If a list of people should be displayed under a Zeta's name. So let's turn up the friend chance, which is a chance a Zeta will friend someone on spawn, or other conditions. You can see friends with my name, of course. We can't we can't, you see...
$20. Fuck a pizza? Fuck no.
You shot.
We all have a max of 3 friends.
No! You burn like it too.
See, he's friends with these people. Oh, right! Speaking of this, I'll talk about adding images to the, Zeta's text lines once we get to the register panels. Anyways, we can make it so we can't hurt our friends. See, I can't hurt him at all. Or her. We can draw their halo, which is their little thing that goes on. Disable and enable the friend display, which is the tag. We can make it so they draw through the world like this. And the distance. You can make it so they stay near their friends, or if they and as a sub option that, make your friends always stick near you. I don't think this option works, so I'll just skip over it. In the distance, they can be away from their friend. You can set the custom friend color like this, or if you just want to just use their player model color like that. That's pretty much it for the friend system. Now we move on to the team system, which is this. Before we'll enable this, before we can do anything with it though, we need to go to the very bottom and to make some teams. So let's open the team panel. And you can see there's a few teams here. We can add a team by just, let's say, we'll name them agency. We can give them a model, but I'm not gonna. We'll make their color kind of like this. And we can submit it. Bam, it is now a team. We can set it as our team too, or we can just leave our team. I'll join the Combine for this. If we go up here, we got some options. Each team limit, how many members a team can hold. You count as a member, so in this case, my team would have 2 Zetas, and I would be a part of that team as well. Draw team Halo, they have a Halo, as you can see. You can draw their team name can be drawn. See, you can see their team name. Well, above their name. See, the Combine name. If you should spawn at hand spawn points, which we'll talk about those in a bit. You can enable friendly fire. If teams should stick near each other. And here are the mini games. King of the Hill / Domination. So it's in the name, King of the Hill. It's a mini game of King of the Hill or Domination. So if we go to Tools and Zeta Players, you can see King of the Hill marker. This is a simple tool that can create markers. Give it no name. Music. So you can see there's a point here. For some reason, it's not showing it little thing above it. I guess I had something that's. Oh, there we go. There's some weird rendering stuff going on at the moment. This is just for my game. This doesn't affect everyone. As you can see, 1 point, this would basically mean King of the Hill, so everyone will try to, every team will try to capture this and hold it. If we spawn multiple, it would be a domination game, so each team will try to hold every point and will defend stuff. So I'll demonstrate by just placing a point there. And the creep, normally when you try to start a game, it does start, but you want to use the team spawn points. So let's spawn my team. Have my team spawn over here. It's weird. Why does it do that? Huh. Interesting. That light was causing an issue. Alright. And we'll spawn in opposite team. Now let's see. Let's do double trigger. Now the next Zeta set will spawn on this team or the double trigger team, because those are the teams that have spawned. That's the bug I need to fix with that. I guess I missed this option where teams always attack each other on sight too. That's an option. So let's have some Zeta spawn. We're gonna use map-wide spawning. And what map-wide spawning is, it's map-wide spawning, or MWS for short. I'm gonna call it MWS. Now these are Zetas that can naturally spawn. You can have 10 natural Zetas with a spawn rate of 1.5, or we can have a random spawn rate that uses this as a max value. We'll keep it at this value. Time-based MWS, which basically makes it so it changes the max Zetas and changes the spawn rate depending on your machine's time, aka your computer's time. So it's 3 PM for me. This would be considered peak hours, and the my current set max Zetas. There would be 10 Zetas with a pretty fast spawn rate. And if it were like 1 AM or so, this would be a very slow spawn rate with a very low Zeta count. You can make it so Zeta spawn by MWS spawns at player spawn points, which is spawn points you spawn at. You can have it be respawning or not, and you can enable a minge bag variant, which enables this right here, which is to change a Zeta spawned by MWS will be a minge bag. You can change their spawning armor, weapons, personality, all that stuff. So each team can only have 3 members, so if we were to calculate it, this would normally be 6 Zetas, but since I'm playing, it would be 5. Because I take up the team slot. So let's have them spawn. Let's just turn off the fence system. Let's just do this. Spawn them. And now we are ready to start the opening. You have options here, the capture rate, time limit, and time. So let's start. And you get the idea. The team that gets the most points from these markers will win, or once the time runs out. You can end the game.
Never send a boy next time you want to kill a man.
So combine 156 points. Next is to capture the flag settings. You have all these sound settings again. Capture limit, the time limit, and the time it takes for drop the flag to return. It's essentially TF2's capture the flag. So let's make some team spawn points again. we'll use this time we'll use stupid cutie. And we'll go to the flag maker tool. And you can see it's already on the team I want. We could set it as a custom name, but we don't need to. We can set a custom model as well. And we can mark it if it should be a capture zone or not. Which basically makes this so you can capture the enemy's flag right there. We'll place the flag here. And we'll place the flag here. You can see, I can pick up the flag and bring it over. It's simple as that. Now we're ready to play. We can also set a neutral flag in the middle too, because why not? Both teams can pick this up and bring it to their capture zones or flags, as you can see there. So let's get MWS again and start a quick game.
Looks
See, they will bring the flags to their capture.
You did great.
Capture their flag, and
you think you're in control in the story. Well done, that does.
It's as simple as that. You can have multiple teams playing the game too. You don't just need two. And next is the team deathmatch settings, which is, well, team deathmatch. We'll use the same team. But all we need really is just some spawn points like this. We can have another team. We'll have green paw there. Since we're adding another team into this, we'll just increase this by 3, so it would be 8 in this case, because again, I'm taking up a slot. Now you see, time limit, kill limit, we'll set the kill limit to 10. And the time limit to be whatever. So let's start up NWS again. Start a team deathmatch mode.
Mine.
But he is leaving to he wants to play. Why does no one like? He wants to play. He's not.
You're pushing me to the fucking.
First team that reaches 10 kills.
Just don't even. Just pop.
Oh my! Oh wow!
Let's even the odds a little.
As you can see, we won with 10 kills. 6 kills. Now sometimes you want to save those points as well for the team entity stuff. To do that, well, let me just spawn a couple, for example. We'll do a King of the Hill right there. So we want to save this. So let's go to Team System. Go to the very bottom and open the Team Data panel. This is where you can save those entities, like spawn points, flags, and King of the Hill markers. All you have to do is enter a name right here and press enter to save it. So we'll just name this Cough for King of the Hill. And bam, we have it. We can load it up too if we double click. or if we click it and press load selected file, it'll tell you what teams the save has, which is the Combine and stupid cute EV Army. So yeah, that's basically it with the team system. We now move on to the admins, which you can have some admins in your game. You can override the admins player models with this. You can have them treat you as an owner, which means they will not punish you if you break the rules at all. So you can just do whatever you want. You can have their commands echo in chat. You can allow the no clip even if the no clip option in movement options here is off. So you can make it so only admins can no clip. If the admins should stick together. If any new Zeta should spawn as admins like this, even if allow admins is off. But this is the option you'll be looking for: admin count, allow admins, and how many admins you want. In this case, we will only have one admin. The strictness values from min and max. How strict and harsh should admins treat an offender? The more strict they are, the more harsh their punishments are. Like, a very strict Zeta would probably ban someone for... well, would probably just ban them on the spot and stuff. And less strict Zetas wouldn't really do that. You can set their name display, what commands they're allowed to use, and what rules should they enforce. Now with this, you can also have admin commands of your own. As you can see here.
I'm gonna beat on your skull till I hit tonsils.
Okay. Go to Zeta name. So we can go to Skylar if we just type comma go to Sky. Bam. We can bring them. Comma bring Sky. We can slap them if we do comma slap Sky. We'll do 50.
Let's settle this like gentlemen.
You see, it's optional though, so you don't have to add a damage amount there. Holy crap!
I break alarm.
You play CS:GO? Well, I play Gary's mod, man. Fall to your death. You can ban a Zeta. So once again, those in brackets are optional, so we can just...
Come sing with me!
Ban. He's gone. And he won't be able... no Zeta can spawn with that name for 60 seconds. So yeah, you can take a moment to look at this and use the examples I gave you to translate them to using these. We now move on to the register panels, which allows you to register certain things like names, props, NPCs, entities, profiles, texts, YouTube videos, block player models, add voting, presets, team stuff. Yeah, you already know about these two. Let's start with the name panel. This is obviously a panel that allows you to add names to the Zetas. And you see there's a list of Zeta names, and it's all alphabetical to A to Z. Pretty cool. You just type a name here, and you just press enter to register it. Do not clear all the names. Of course, I don't see a reason why you should do that. It causes issues at the time of this video. You can reset the names to default from here as well, and it will create a backup file, just in case. You can register props. You see all these props. All you have to do is just click a prop in here, register it. I already have like a bunch of props registered, so we'll see it's already registered. NPC panel is the same, just click on NPC to register it. Entities panel is the same. Now we get to the profile panel. Remember, back in general Zeta settings, you need to have use profile system on for this to work. As you can see, there's a list of profiles to the right. I already have quite a few, but we'll talk about this first. So let's go to the name panel and find a Zeta name that we want. I don't know. We'll do Black Crow. We'll copy it. You just double click a name to have it paste right here. So all we have to do is just give them a Zeta name, like that. Now any Zeta that spawns with a Black Crow 756 and profile system is on, they will use this profile with this data. So we can have them spawn with a custom player model, let's say. We'll have it be this guy. We can give a profile picture or not that's relative to the custom avatars folder, which is just a file name in there and a extension. Like for example, I have a folder or file in there named eve.png. You see, it shows up. But we can leave this blank for random, so that's what we're going to do. We can change the voice pitch. We can make it so they're minge bags or if they're admins. We can give a custom personality, the weapon they should spawn with, and if we go to this new settings too, we can adjust like certain what's the word? Custom lines. You can make it so they're your permanent friend, which let me save this real quick. When you have the permanent friend option enabled here, always in game, profiles that have the is your permanent friend option will always spawn in game. You can make it so they can't disconnect, armor, all this stuff. Their voice pack, their team they should spawn with, their accuracy, fizz gun color, player model color if you want to give them custom colors. Give them red and some yellow. You can change their skins and body groups. This model doesn't have any body groups it seems, so that's alright. And we just press save again. And bam, we have easily set a profile. And you can double click them, right click them to remove a profile too. Here you can see some examples I have and stuff. You can here see a body group stuff as well. He always spawns. His favorite weapon is the katana, which is the weapon he will use the most. Yeah, that's it for that. It's pretty simple. Next up is the text panel, where you can add text to certain events. If you want to know what each one does, just see this tab right here. This explains pretty much everything. But to add images in chat, like what you see here, you need the custom chat add-on, which is what I have. Or in general, you need an add-on that supports images. And all you really do is just register a image link to the Zeta's text lines. Like you see, I got images from Discord registered. There's lots of text lines. The media panel is for adding preset videos Zetas can request on the media player. You can see you have to manually set the video title, the video's duration in seconds, and the video's URL. So yeah, a bit more complicated. The player model block panel, which is the panel that allows you to block player models. So I can just click these. These will be blocked if I have the enable blocked models on. When you enable this and you have server cache on, make sure you update server cache so then it can be updated. For now, I don't really need any player models to be blocked. You can add voting data, which is preset votes as Zetas can start. Like, you can do test and as the title of the vote, and we can add options here. Yes, no, fief, I don't know what that means. We can remove stuff and we can submit it. Bam. We can double click a vote to load it like this. Or we can just right click it in here to remove it. And panel BGM is short for panel background music, which is just wants a sound file. You already know how to do that. Now up next, the music box. Music box is just a box that plays music. See, it's playing Devil Trigger, Devil May Cry, of course. And it's got its own category, music box options. You can make it so it only plays your custom music from the custom folder. I'll show you what to do with that. You can make it so if the music box only plays music once, it plays itself. Shuffle as well, press B on it, switches. You can hold C as also filter track or select a track like this. Change the volume. You can change the chance that a Zeta will dance to the music when they hear it. So when you set to 100 and the song starts, you'll always dance to it. Visualizer, that little visualizer over here. Draw light visualizer, which is just a little light here. The visualizer should only render if it's on your music box, or on your music boxes only. You can change the resolution of it, the lower quality, higher, kind of higher quality, but I'd keep it at 100 for the balance. FFT sample rate changes how it looks. I'd stick with 5, because 5 looks the best. Suppress minor warnings, which would suppress warnings about the music file having a stereo channel, which would basically mean that file wouldn't have a 3D type feel to it. You see, it's coming to my left. If I look over here, right. This one doesn't have a stereo channel, so it can be 3D like that. If they have a stereo channel, it'll just sound like it's around you all the time. With, of course, a fade out from the farther away you get. So I'll show where you can put music at. Back in your Gary's Mod folder, you go to Source Engine, you go to Sound, Zeta Player, and for these folders you go out and create a folder named custom underscore music. And here you can put MP3s, waves, FLAC files, OGG files, those text files you can all put in here. Just make sure there are no weird characters in them, and no double spaces, and no spaces after the before the extension of this. This would error. And if we put a double space in it, like this, this would error as well. So keep that in mind. And because of the system that the music box uses, you don't have to worry about sample rate and all that stuff. So that's nice. And next is the console commands, which is just Zeta player reset. See, it all completes. If you need something that needs to be reset, you can use this command to reset any of the lists below here, in case you need it. And the last thing we will show is the stats category, which is just a little fun little stats thing that shows, well, stats of your Zetas and stuff. See, 6,000 were killed, 3,000 spawned in total, or connected, 12,000 props spawned. I played 34 hours with them. This was starting since this was added as a feature. If this was based on, if I added the hours I played before this feature, it would probably be like a few months. You can see the top leading Zeta with their kills and stuff. Bad Cop, it's got 77. You can see who's killed the most. You can see the most popular weapon, and the weapon use counts. It's quite a lot for the Fizz gun. You can see some of them are ignored because they're just really picked often, so they're ignored for this here. You have to refresh it manually too, and that's it. And that's pretty much it. That's all the Zeta's features in general. I don't think I missed any, which is good, because I had to take multiple takes of this, which is hours of time wasted. That's fine. We got it now. Those are pretty much all the features you need to know and stuff, and, well, have fun with it.